What's up, dudes? I'm the Dominicator, and in this video, I'm gonna hypnotize you to wear sandals. As in all of my videos, you'll be asked to leave a comment at the end while hypnotized, so go ahead and log into an account that you can use for that. Mute any distractions, and continue when you're ready. Sandals are awesome. I like to wear them myself, especially in the warmer weather, and whenever I'm not wearing any kind of running shoes or cross trainers for weightlifting or for running or things like that. I like to wear them when I go out. And so you might have reservations about wearing sandals because they bare your feet, and if that's the case, then this video is for you. And you'll find that when you do begin wearing sandals, that you might find them a lot cooler and more comfortable than lace-up shoes or shoes that completely and totally cover your feet. And so, if you're ready to get hypnotized to wear sandals, then just continue listening to the sound of my voice. Now to begin, I just want you to take a nice and deep breath in, and as you breathe in, just feel the stresses and tensions inside your body. Just feel any stresses and tensions that you might have in the muscle fibers in your body, and then you might even feel stresses and tensions in the shoulders, and maybe the butterflies in the stomach, or maybe tightness in the chest. Perhaps some small little tensions in the face. And as you breathe out, just relax those stresses and tensions. And as you breathe in again, and I just want you to notice any of the remaining tensions inside your body. You might notice some more stresses and more tensions whenever you breathe in. But as you breathe out, then you can just relax those, and you'll find that just breathing nice and easy, very deep breaths, that will help you to relax more and more. And in fact, you can relax more and more with each and every single breath that you take, because whenever you breathe in, then you'll notice more and more stress and tension in the body. And then as you breathe out, then you can relax more and more stress and tension in the body. And so just continue to breathe in that way, a nice and easy and very deep breaths. And as you do so, you'll find that you just automatically and totally just relax. And you might even find that you begin to feel a bit heavy, that the body begins to feel a bit heavy as you feel a very nice and heavy and sleepy and even pleasant feeling begin to creep up inside the body. And that's just great. That's just great because it means that you're relaxing, and that you're allowing my words just to soak in and sink in. And so, just continue to relax as you breathe deeply. And now, bring your attention to the dot that's in front of you, a little dot that's moving back and forth in the screen. And as you look at that dot, and as you follow it with your eyes, then you might find that also helps to relax you. And that as you follow it, as it goes back and forth, that it might even seem to lull your body, that it might even seem to move your body back and forth just a little bit all by itself, as if there's some kind of magnetism from that dot that just seems to work on you. And the more and more that you follow it with your eyes, the more and more that you'll feel a nice and pleasant, a little heavy and even sleepy feeling that comes over the eyelids. And that's just fine, because it means that you're relaxing even more. And you might even find that you feel a kind of strange magnetic force that just seems to tug on your mind and on your attention and on your focus. And the more that you feel that, the better and better that you'll feel, more and more relaxed that you'll feel. More and more that it just seems to be massaging your mind as you follow it with your eyes. And that just feels so good, just to feel that back and forth motion of the dot, to feel that magnetic force and to feel that tugging and pulling sensation on the mind and on the body. And to feel that nice and heavy, relaxing, even sleepy feeling over the eyelids, as it just seems that the dot wants to pull your eyelids down. You might even feel a strange kind of gravitational force from that dot, and as it pulls the eyelids down even further. But I want you to keep them open for as long as you can, or at least until I snap my fingers and see the word sleep Because when I do, they're gonna go all the way down. They'll shut all the way down. And you'll just feel so great and so good. Those eyelids will shut all the way down and just stick tight all the way down and just feel so wonderful. And then you'll just want to slip down and go down even further into that nice and completely and totally relaxed state of mind. And now I want you to listen to the sound of my voice and bring your attention and your focus to the sound of my voice and notice what a nice and relaxing sound it is, what a nice and relaxing tone that it has. And the more that you listen to it, the better and better that it feels to listen to it. The more that you listen to it, the more that you notice what a pleasant and relaxing tone that it has. And in fact, you might even feel that pleasantness from the sound of my voice just seem to flow through the airwaves and go right into your ears, right into your mind, right into your brain, sink down all the way, down into the unconscious mind as it becomes a part of you. It just feels so good to listen to it. That's all I want you to do, is just to listen to the sound of my voice as you just relax. It might even seem as if my voice has a kind of magnetic quality about it that just seems to shake out all of the stress and all of the tension inside of your body. It seems to just draw out all of that stress and all that tension as it just automatically, completely and totally just relaxes the body all by itself. And it might even seem as if my voice has a kind of magic about it that just makes the body, that just makes the mind want to follow it and want to follow all of its suggestions. And so you might find that the body just seems to move all by itself and that the mind just seems to act all on its own, according to whatever it is that I tell you. And as you feel that, and as you feel all of that, and all that influence just feels so good. It feels so good to have that influence on you. It feels so good to have that force on you. And you can feel wonderful and warm and masculine and dominant feeling from the sound of my voice. It just feels so good. It feels so good to listen to it, and all I want you to do is just sink down even further and go on even deeper into it. And just feel that, and feel the sound of my voice all around you, and as you just relax to it. It just feels so good to listen to it, and so I want you to do. And now, as you have been watching that dawn for some time now, and as you've been listening to the sound of my voice, and as you've been just relaxing there, and you might find that you experience a wonderful, a very pleasant, mind-melting feeling inside you, just as if the thoughts inside of your mind just melt away, just as if they're melting down, dripping down, and dropping down just like chocolate. Just as if the sound of my voice is a kind of warmth about it that just causes them to melt down all by themselves. And you might experience a heaviness to those thoughts, a heaviness, and as if they're just becoming so very heavy, just like the body. That they're just sinking down, that they're just dropping down, that they're just melting down. A wonderful, mind-melting feeling that you have just from listening to the sound of my voice and just from watching that die, just from relaxing. That just feels so good. And all that you want to do is just to continue to experience that wonderful and mind-melting sensation. That's all I want you to do. It's just to experience that wonderful and mind-melting sensation all inside of the mind. And it's just as the thoughts have just sunken down and dripped down and dropped down. As if they become so very heavy that the mind can't even hold them at all. That it can't even hold them up at all. But you don't need to hold them up at all. All that you need to do is just relax. All you need to do is just continue to sink down, continue to drop down, continue to go down into that wonderful and completely and totally relaxed state of mind. That state of mind in which all that you want to do is just follow the sound of my voice and my words. And by now, those eyelids become so very tired and so very heavy and so very sleepy that you just want to close them. And the mind has just become so very tired and so very sleepy that you just want to allow it to shut down completely. But I just want you to stay awake just a little bit while longer, because pretty soon I'm going to snap my fingers, and when I do, those eyelids are going to shut down. They're going to conceal all by themselves. And the mind as well is going to shut down. It's going to go down into a nice and a wonderful, completely and totally relaxed state, a state in which all you want to do as just to follow the sound of my voice and my words. All that you want to do is just to soak in my suggestions and just sink even further into that wonderful and completely and totally relaxed and mind-melted and pleasant state. And once I snap my fingers, it will seem as if an electric switch is just flipped off inside of your mind, inside of your brain. And you'll find that those eyelids just snap shut just as if a switch was flipped that caused them to shut down. You'll find that the mind shuts down as well, just like the eyelids. It's just going to go down and drop down and sink down even further to a wonderful and dreamlike and sleep-like state. It's just going to feel so good that that's all that you want to do. And you don't have to think about it at all. You don't have to worry about it at all because it's just going to feel so good and so relaxing. So very nice. That's all that you want to do. It's just to sink down into that state and go down to that state. And now, just take a nice and easy and deep breath. A nice and easy and deep breath in as you feel all the remaining tensions and stresses in your body. And now, just breathe out and sleep. 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 Just sleep and go down and drop down and sink down into a nice and completely and totally dreamlike state. A state of mind in which all that you want to do is just to go down even further, is to sink down even deeper into that wonderful feeling of relaxation. And just to soak in my words and to sink down into that wonderful and warm and dominant and masculine influence all around you. It just feels so good. It feels like you're entering a dream. It just feels like you're beginning to dream. And you might even see some images of things in your mind's eye, perhaps places or people or things that you've seen before, and they just seem to come into your mind as quickly as they leave. And it's just like you're dreaming, and just like you're dreaming, it's just like you're having a dream, as if those things are just passing through your mind, and leading, they might even begin to connect with one another. You might experience that nice and wonderful dream-like experience, a nice and wonderful dream-like state. Even as a part of your mind continues to listen to the sound of my voice in the background. That's just fine. You don't have to draw your attention to the sound of my voice because there's a part of your mind that will always be able to listen to it. Even as you simply relax, and even as the conscious mind just relaxes and drips down and drops down to that wonderful and relaxing and sleepy and wonderful dreamlike state. And that's all that you got to do. It's just to feel your thoughts and feel your mind just melting down into that wonderful and dreamlike state and just completely and totally relax as you allow the unconscious mind just to soak in my words. And now I want you to imagine that you've woken up in the morning and you're about to go about your day. And you've woken up in the morning and it's a very nice and good weather day outside. It's a wonderful day outside. And it's a very warm day outside as well. And you look into your closet and you see all of the shoes that you have there. You see all of the shoes, you see some of the closed-up shoes that you have, and you also see a pair of sandals that you got. And I just want you to imagine putting on those sandals. You're putting on those sandals now, and you can feel them on your feet. You can feel the open air all around you. And it just feels so good. It just feels so good to wear them. It just feels so good to have them on. It's just almost like you're barefooted, but you're not quite barefooted. You got something on, and so you got something on that you can go out and do things with that you can count as footwear, and people count as footwear generally, and so it's the most comfortable thing and the most freeing thing that you could possibly wear that isn't barefooted. It just feels so good to wear it. It just feels so good to have your feet all exposed out to the open air. And you might even imagine that you can feel the feeling of the sun coming down on your feet. And as you feel that, it just feels so good. It just feels so good to feel that wonderful feeling, to feel that sunshine just coming down on you. And as you take in that sensation, it just feels so wonderful that all you can think about is just putting on that wonderful pair of sandals. And you might even feel as though your feet are just completely and totally naked. But you can imagine that you're walking about and that you're meeting all kinds of people out throughout your day. And as you see them, and they might even glance down to your feet. But then they just look right back up on you. It's just like they didn't even notice it. And you'll find that to be true as you walk about in your day. Because sandals are such a completely and totally normal thing. And that's you find that people won't even notice them at all. And when they do, then they might even make a comment on it. But you can just come back at them with a joke if you wanted to. It just feels so comfortable to wear them. And it just feels so good to wear them. And it doesn't even matter at all. It doesn't even matter at all about what other people think about them. They just feel so good on your feet, and they just feel so comfortable on your feet. That you can just forget all about other people's thoughts. You can forget all about other people's opinions. They're just so comfortable and so very cool. And they just cause a nice and mind-melting sensation inside you. They just cause all those cares and all those thoughts and all those worries just to melt away, just to drip down and drop down, all the way down, just like chocolate. And they just feel so good. And not only that, so they just project such a wonderful and laid-back image. You'll find that the people around you, that they just become a little bit more laid-back around you. And that they just become a little bit more at ease and at peace around you because you project that kind of image. And that just feels so good as well. And to be able to project that kind of image and to get along with all of those people around you. It just feels so good just to imagine wearing them. That's all that you want to do. And so, whenever you get the chance and whenever you get the opportunity, you don't have to think about it at all. All you have to do is just to try on those sandals, just to try them on. And once you put them on, then you'll find that they're so very cool and so very comfortable, and they just seem to melt your thoughts away. And that just cause all your cares and worries just to melt away. So much that you won't even care at all that you're wearing them. You won't even care at all about what other people think about them, and you'll be able to keep them on and then go about your day with them. And it'll just feel so good. It's all that you want to do. Now soon I'm going to count you up, and I'm going to count you up, back up into the waking world, and as I do count you up, and you'll find that you feel a rush and a surge of energy and enthusiasm to want to try out those sandals the next time you got the chance. But I want you to, whenever you do come up back up into the waking world, I want you to leave a comment. Now you know that whenever you've worn sneakers in the past, they tend to squeak on you. They have a kind of noise about them. They're not very sneaky at all. And you might know that if you've worn sandals before in the past, they're actually sneakier than sneakers. And so, I want you to leave a comment, and leave a comment that says, sneakers are squeaky, sandals are sneaky. And that's true. And I want you to leave that comment if you support the sandal wearing lifestyle. Sneakers are squeaky, sandals are sneaky. And whenever you do leave that comment, you'll have a silly feeling, but you'll also have a very confident feeling to want to put on those sandals, to want to try them on, and to wear them out and about. And it's just going to feel so good. You'll feel a feeling of empowerment whenever you do leave that comment. And then you just feel a wonderful feeling, a wonderful, good, and pleasant, enthusiastic, and excited feeling that will top off that wonderful rush of energy that you feel whenever you come back up into the waking world. And this is going to feel so good. And all you want to do is to wear those sandals. Alright, now, beginning with 1, as you begin to come up, as you can rise up, as you can float up, back up into the waking world. And 2, just coming up even further and even faster. It just feels so good to come up. It feels so good, feeling that wonderful rush of energy. And 3, coming up even further. It just feels so great. You feel a wonderful, vibrant burst of energy. It's just like a giant ball of sunshine. And 4, coming up even further, you're almost there. And 5, wide awake. Alright dudes, like, subscribe, and check out Dominicator.com to check out my t-shirt store, to commission a video, and to schedule an appointment with me to get hypnotized. Check you later, dudes.